well, let's just talk a little bit about the founder of Pink Floyd, Roger Waters, who is apparently the same branded moron as an Oliver Stone. Interestingly enough, apparently, Waters um, is saying that like why Biden wouldn't kind of force Zelensky to have some sort of basically negotiations or conversations talks with Russia to stop this war, so on and so forth. It's like um he was saying that yeah, it's like NATO at fault for provoking Russia in 2014 when they've created uprising in Ukraine, which is false, which is lies, because in 2014 it was 2014 in Ukraine was what 2020 was in Belarus. Free people have had enough of the bullshit. They wanted to get to a good point. They wanted to create more democratic country. They want to get out of the influence of dictators, Russia. They wanted to go to the West. Same was in Ukraine. Same was in Belarus. But because in Belarus there is already a dictator, and there was already a dictator for many years who was shaking hands with Putin before a lot of people were fucking born. And in Ukraine there was just a pro-Russian president at that point, not candidate, but they didn't really have the same vicious and brutal murderous apparatus that was in place in Belarus. Actually, Ukrainian people were able to overcome just the situation and show solidarity, and their protests, they ended up giving them a decent, at least, pivot to the Europe. Because once again, they've changed presidents, they've signed documents again allowing Ukrainians to travel to Europe without visas, for example. And in general, they have displayed this willingness and wish to join Europe and break away from Russia and from that past. And once again, in Belarus, it was the same in 2020 with the different outcome, unfortunately. And this Roger Waters does not understand this or doesn't want to understand this, and he's a fucking brained cunt. That's what I want to say. And yeah, Alexander Sherba, which is ambassador, Ukraine's ambassador, he was saying, Roger Waters is of the world, all those who during a cruel war choose the side of neutrality or the aggressor. At some point you'll know this was the defining point by which you will be judged, not only by all the tortured, crippled, murdered Ukrainians, but by the history. And he is completely correct. And Roger Waters is the guy who created fucking the wall and all of this fucking stuff, you know? Like, he was many years ago apparently quite an influential figure with some brain cells, and now he's just a senile moron like fucking Oliver Stone. Which is, yeah, which is kind of, I don't know, I don't know if it's a shame, really. I don't give a fuck about them, but it's a shame that people like that exist. It's a shame that they are these famous people who might influence quite a lot of people. That's quite unfortunate.